I want to share a story today that if this happened a few years ago, I would have had a completely different response. See, I used to internalize things. I'm an Enneagram 1. We'll talk about that in a moment. Um, but I always look, things are always my fault. Things are always um, like I could have done better. This is something like I always, and I had a friend once who's like, Tammy, one thing I like about you is you're always willing to see where you can grow and what mistakes, what your part in a situation was, which is great. Like I love that. And yeah, I don't want to change that. But this is a conversation I had yesterday. And it was more I was talked at instead of talked to. I was more informed of a situation, more informed of this is the way it's going to be. And just the choice of words were ones that it was not, they were not the nicest words. Um, so past Tammy would have internalized it, would have been like, okay, um, would not have realized and acknowledged that I was angry from this conversation, that I did not like the way I was talked to. I did not like the way that it came across. I didn't like the fact that it was just thrown on me. And I would have felt like a victim in this situation. Um, I would have also been like, okay, this is, just something I needed to do. And I would not have acknowledged the anger portion of it. Fast forward to today. Yesterday, while it was happening, I was like, oh, I don't like the way this is going. I don't like what is being said. Now, I'm a person, I need to sit with my thoughts. I'm not confrontational. I don't think right away of what I actually want to say. Sometimes I'm a little preemptive. I'm a little, I'll say things that I like my initial thought versus what I really want to say. And that's another thing that on this journey to path, like this path to growth that I've had is I realize that I don't ever want to talk. I won't in a confrontational situation. I need a moment to gather my thoughts. I can't just go back. I just can't, retaliate, not retaliate. I just can't come back and I'm not an argumentative person. I would shrink down and I would take it and it would all be my fault. And then I would just get quiet and I would escape. Not the healthiest, like, because I do have thoughts. I am a strong minded person. I am a strong person. I do have opinions on things. But the old tendency would be because I felt attacked, it would be to shrink away. And then I would be angry, but because anger is a bad emotion, so I thought I would stuff it down and I wouldn't acknowledge it. And then it turns into resentment. So fast forward to yesterday, and I realized in the moment, okay, like I'm not going to have this conversation with you right now. I need to gather my thoughts. That's what I actually said. And then as I stopped the conversation, retreated into my own world, and I thought about it. I was like, first of all, it makes me angry. Then I was like, go Tammy, because the fact that I decided that it made me angry, then I like, why? What part of it is making me angry? But all of this, realizing that the fact that I was able to have this conversation with myself, that I stopped the conversation where it was and said, okay, we will talk about this later. This to me, I was so proud of myself because it showed that all of the work that I've been doing, all of this self, like understanding my needs, even in the moment, is working. This is the power of understanding the Enneagram. This is the power of understanding what you're thinking about and identifying who you are, what you need, what thoughts you have, how can I be successful in any situation. This is the work that I've been doing. And I just wanted to share that with you because many times we will We'll add things to our to-do list. We will work on personal development. But if we don't look at our core motivations, our core avoidances, our needs, we're spinning our wheels and we're trying different things, but they don't work. If we don't discover our path to growth, we're not actually making that transformational change that we need. If we're not listening to what we're thinking about, it's not actually helping us. Someone else can tell you what you need and should do all day. But if it doesn't speak to your heart, it's not going to land. It's not going to help you grow. And it's actually going to make you feel worse because then you're like, I should be able to change this. I should be able to respond in this way. And it's like, why? Why should you? And you guys, but when you're on this path to growth, when you understand your core motivations, your core fears, core avoidances, and core desires, then you can understand in the moment what you need. And that's what happened. And to share another story is I had a client yesterday who I've been working with for a while, and she is an amazing woman. And one of the first things that every session is we talk about wins. And you'll know, like, you'll recognize that because even on here, I talk about sharing your wins. And one of the things was she prepared herself for a situation. I'm going to use a fictitious situation because, again, I want to protect her privacy. But for work, she was going into a meeting with someone who's very adversary, like someone who's very confrontational, and someone who is a hothead. Like, you can't ever tell what they're thinking, what they're going to do, and it affected her. And that's one of the things that we worked on in coaching is understanding in the moment, just like I went through that process. For myself, we walked through that process together of, okay, understanding what you want out of it before you go into the situation. How do you want to show up? What boundaries, what protections do you need to put on yourself? How do you get the heck out of the conversation when it gets to the point where you're like, I'm done? But she was talking about how there's a situation that she prepared herself for in advance, because she knew what she needed. She knew her core avoidances. She knew what was going to happen and how she felt for the most part. Like, every time she talks with this person, she was able to prepare, and she's like, it didn't bother me. I was able to have a conversation with this person, a good conversation, actually enjoyed it because she prepared herself. And when the hothead started making comments she was like, hey, we're going to talk about that. We're not going to go there. And it allowed her, like, she could see the evidence of the path of growth. She could see because of that. And it's such an amazing experience to see how things are changing. When you realize you're like, oh my goodness, like, it's not just that I'm doing something different, but I'm being somebody different. And this is what the power of the Enneagram can do. Because when you understand, and then you pair it with neurocoaching and you pair it with, it's unstoppable. It really is about more than just trying to add more things or change who you are or go for a goal. It really is about not changing, but stepping into you. It's about, oh my goodness, if so many times, it blows my mind. All these things, like, oh, these are all the things that I've tried and none of it's worked. And it's like, okay, well, what of those do you want? Which one of those did you choose because it works with you? And they're like, what do you mean? Like, the more you understand yourself, the more you understand your tendencies and your motivations, and the more you understand your needs, now you have the ability to change. You have the ability to respond instead of react. You have the ability to show up how you want to show up and represent the way you want to be seen. Like, for people to see you and your heart the way that you really are, instead of with all the protections and in like fight or flight mode, because we're not meant to stay in fight or flight mode. But so many times we go because we know that this person is confrontational. We prepare ourselves, which when you come into that, like, it's, oh man, when you come already ready for a fight, you're going to find a fight. But when you are able to say, okay, Tammy, this or whatever your name is, this is what you start recognizing what you're feeling. And you say, okay, I don't want to feel this way, or this is, I need a moment. And you're able to show that you're able to like express that in a way that represents you. The freedom in that is amazing. So when you see the evidence of growth, when you see how, I mean, I'm so proud of myself because of how the situation, and I'm telling you this because it's not what I would have done. I typically take all of it on myself. I typically will, because there's elements that I could see and elements that I knew already, but the way it was presented to me and being the improver and being a people pleaser and always seeing how, like, what my part in it is, I used to take it all. I used to be able to be like, and just let someone unleash on me. And now I don't. And I can get out of it in a way that's respectful to both of us. And we're able to have a conversation later because I know that's what I need. What do you need when you're on this path to growth? Who are you being? What's your core motivation? What's your core fear? What are you desiring, like, over everything? What is a driver for you? Do you know what that is? I know what it's like to just try different things. I know what it's like to think you know yourself and know what you need, but not know how to get it. I have a path for you. I have a process. I have a way through this journey that gets you the results that you need, that gets you to the character that you truly are, that gets you to understand what you want and how to get it. So if you're ready for this, because what I know to be true is until we start taking intentional actions, until we acknowledge, okay, I have tried all of the other external things, it's time to start looking from within. You're just going to keep going and keep going. And it's going to be frustrating because there's a missing piece there. The missing piece is you. You want to know how to bring you into the conversations, your gifts, your talents, your strengths, all the things. If you're ready, comment deeper below. Like, let's talk, because this is not, it's not hard. It's not mystical. It is possible. It is for you. I've tried a lot of different things. I went and got a master's in marriage family therapy. I went and got multiple certifications, and I took multiple classes to learn different things. And then I realized I tried all the external things and things that worked for other people. I needed to answer the question of me. And when I did that, that's when all of the other things that I've been doing fell into place. So when you're ready, and I hope you're ready sooner than later, because time is just going to keep on ticking. And I've been there. When all of a sudden it's going to get harder to stay where you are than it is to change. When you're ready, reach out, comment deeper on this video, and let's talk. Let's look at what's possible for you. Let's see what your path to growth is. All right, friend. Well, choose joy until joy chooses you, and I will see you soon. Bye for now.